Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kay and this is Kay Unscripted, the place where we break down all things reality TV. And today we're getting into Love Island USA season 7, episode 12. Now, this episode, oh my god, it had me all over the place. I was mad, I was sad, so many emotions, y'all. But before we get into it, please go ahead and like this video, comment below, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I know my channel is very new, but I just want to thank you all so much for being on this journey with me. Let's get into this recap. So the episode begins with Hannah and Pepe coming from their makeout sesh. And when they walk over to the group, Nick's like, "Oh, Pepe, you do have some lipstick on your lips." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's my lipstick." And obviously, they now know that Hannah and Pepe shared a kiss. And so Pepe stands up to leave, and Hannah's like, "Nick, why couldn't you just shut your mouth? Why did you have to say that?" So then they peep that Austin moved over to where Shelly and Charlie were talking. And so Nick is like, "Oh shit, oh my god, I didn't even realize." Nick is going to spill everybody's tea but his, okay? Now, Austin done snitched and said that Pepe and Hannah kissed, right? And now Hannah is saying she called Speakeasy her makeout place. She made out with Charlie in Speakeasy. And girl, you took Pepe to your makeout spot with Charlie? That's diabolical. What? Now, Charlie is already pissed, so he's walked over to where the other guys are and he's like, "What's the topic about?" Because they're trying to change the topic because Taylor done peep that Charlie's coming over. And so he's like, Nick is like, we're just talking about Speakeasy and chips." But Charlie pulls Hannah for a chat. Once they sit down, she's having a little bit of a difficulty telling him what she's about to say, but she just tells him that they did kiss, and it appears that Charlie takes the news good, right? He says, "It is what it is, and I hope his kiss wasn't better than mine." He's telling her, "Well, do what you need to do to figure out who you're really strong connection with." Now, again, he seems to have taken the news fine when Hannah told it to him, but then he's in his confessional saying, "How am I supposed to snuggle up with this girl when I just found out that she was just kissing on another man?" Now, I'm just like, why weren't you just honest with her about you feeling some type of way? We then see a conversation between Shelly and Austin, and she's checking in with him. Austin says that he feels himself pulling back, obviously because Ace has been doing everything to get Shelly's attention. Now, I'm keeping my eyes on Ace because he's talking a bunch of weird conversations about how he's so intrigued by Iris. Now, you're not about to pursue our girl and then want to connect with Iris. It's not making any kind of sense. But Shelly's telling him, well, it's confusing for her because she does want to explore her connection with Ace because she really does like them both. Austin's telling her, "Everybody's talking about y'all. All I hear is Ace and Shelly, so it's hard for me not to just remove myself from that situation." Now, that's what we want, okay? Remove yourself. Shelly tells him, "Look, Ace has been putting a lot of effort. He's been doing all of the things that I like. He's planning dates and he's really pursuing me. You, on the other hand, we're just having conversations. There's nothing else happening." And so she says in her confessional that she doesn't want to be with somebody who's not confident. Ace is being confident. He doesn't care who it is, what you're doing. He knows his position. He knows where he stands, and he's not bothered by the little shenanigans that Austin has been trying to get him jealous. But Austin, on the other hand, he always needs reassurance. He's always getting in his head. And she's not about to babysit no guy, and I agree with her. Now, Shelly's pretty much telling Austin that she is more into Ace, and every time she says something that gives him a hint as to where she's going, he comes and tells her, "I like you, and every time I talk to you, I like you a little bit more." And I just feel like it's giving a little bit of manipulation for me. Now, when I tell you I'm so sick and tired of talking about Huda, y'all, I am tired. She is tired, okay? We got to see a conversation between Huda and Jeremiah, and he's checking in with her, right? So he's telling her, I know we had a rough morning. I'm trying to find out if you're trying to push me away because of the whole pancakes thing. And while he's talking, she cuts him off and she says, oh, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. It's not about the pancakes. And you could tell immediately that Jeremiah is irritated as hell. Huda, you need to keep quiet and let the man talk. It's like, I woke up this morning and was hoping for things to change, and boy, Jeremiah started rolling his eyes. He was sick and tired of Huda, right? She brings up that Jeremiah was happy after his conversation with Iris, and he's like, well, yeah, she did say that she's interested in me, but I told her that you and I had a rough morning, but you're my girl. Now she's like, what did you say? Now when she said that, I'm thinking that she's all buzzed and happy because he says, you my girl. But no, she's about to complain and be like, oh, don't tell no women my business. Don't tell no other female my business. No matter what we're going through, don't be talking about my... Huda. He did not even tell Iris anything. All he said to Iris was that he had a rough morning with you. So why the hell are you... Girl, you are so irritating. You are so annoying. You're doing the absolute most, and you're continuing to do things to push Jeremiah away. And on top of that, it's the way that she's speaking to him again like he's a child. Don't ever do this, don't ever do that. And then she's calling Iris a bitch again, right? And then she's like, do what you gotta do, but I'm watching you. And it's like, girl, is he your man or is he your child? Is he your pet? Because why are you speaking to him in such a demeaning tone? Jeremiah, get up, get out. We then get to see a conversation between Shirley and Ace, and he says he wants to let her know what's on his mind. He's saying that he enjoys spending time with her. He enjoys the little things that they do together, but he is still very open to exploring his connections. And he mentions that he did have a really good conversation with Iris. Now, once he said that, you could tell that Shelly was turned off immediately, because she's like, okay, I don't like what I'm hearing, but you know what? You do you. And she's like, you want to explore every connection that comes in, but you're doing all of those things to pursue me, yet still you want to keep exploring. Love Island, please send us a man for Shelly, because I'm tired of Ace and his games. It's now bedtime and all of the islanders head to bed. Now we know why Jeremiah is not going to leave Huda, because she didn't give him some pum pum, okay? It's the next day, and Ace then took his behind upstairs and brought breakfast for Iris. He gave her a hug. Now that's the same guy that didn't want Amaya touching him and calling him babe and being physical, right? He's giving Iris a hug. And y'all, I clocked Alandria's face, because that was my face, because Ace, what the hell are you doing? But anyways, Huda tells the girls that she had sex with Jeremiah. Now, Charlie pulls Iris for a chat, and clearly he's still in his feelings because Hannah shared a kiss with Pepe. And one thing about Charlie, anytime he feels or knows, because remember he had this instinct that Hannah was kissing Pepe, and that was right. Now, whenever he has this feeling that he's about to leave the house or he's in danger, he's going to do whatever he has to do to stay in the villa, and that's exactly what he's doing. Hannah is with Taylor, and she's about to crash out, and I'm just like, girl, why? Last night you were just tonguing down Pepe in Speakeasy, the same place that you make out with Charlie, and because you see him having a conversation with Iris, you're ready to blow up. Like, girl, simmer down, please. He's like, oh, I didn't pull Pepe, he pulled me. Yeah, he pulled you, and he didn't straddle you, you straddled him. So make it make sense. The second time around, he didn't kiss you, you kissed him. So girl, what are you talking about? It's the same thing. Now, the more I see the conversations between Alandria and Taylor, I'm just like, girl, are you seeing what we're seeing? Because it's given he's not interested in you. That man never gives you eye contact. He just looks like he has to pull you for chats because he now has some competition. She's saying that with him, they have great conversations. And with Jalen, he's coming in and saying, you're beautiful, you're what I want, you what I'm. She's telling him, oh, you maybe thought in your mind that I'm beautiful, but you just don't say it. And he's like, what are you trying to say? Boy, she's trying to say that you never compliment her. You never tell her how beautiful she looks. And she's trying to make some excuse for Taylor and saying like, oh, you're just focused on me as the person and that's why you don't give me compliments. No, girl, he's not giving you compliments because he's not interested in you. Hannah and Charlie are now in soul ties and she's telling him she feels like she handled yesterday really well, as in reference to what went down between she and Pepe and just being upfront and honest with Charlie about what happened. She's telling him, I don't want to be in an ego war with you and for you to do something in retaliation of me doing something. Charlie's telling her, look, we didn't even have any kind of flirtatious conversation. We literally just talk about basic stuff and I don't believe you're coming at me when you were just tonguing down another guy. He's asking her if she cares. She bursts out a laugh and they decide to continue their relationship and I'm just like, what the hell is going on with this? So I don't know y'all, but they're still exploring their connection with each other. Now while the guys are playing ping pong, Nick gets a text and it reads, Islanders, it's time to show who's a cut above the rest in today's challenge. Got wood? Interesting. So the Islanders are dressed in lumberjack wear, if that's a way. And they're greeted by Paige from Summer House. I'm not even going to explain how the game goes because the explanation itself was really complicated to me. But here's what went down. So Austin was the first guy to go up. And his question was, which guy needs to be axed from the villa? I was pleasantly surprised when he chose Jeremiah because I thought he was going for Ace because we all know he has this little beef with Ace because Ace is into Shelly. And then once he chooses the beaver, he chooses Alandria to go into the cabin with. Now, Alandria went in there hoping that Austin would have just given her a little peck, but baby, he pulled her up. He carried her and he was tonguing her down. So the next boy to come up was Taylor. And his question was, which boy seems bored in his couple? And of course he chose Ace because we all know that Ace cannot wait to be done with Amaya. He wants to be in his bed. Now when Taylor pulled the beaver, he got Sierra's name and he looked way too happy, okay? and they were faking it like they were having sex. The noises that Sierra was making was cracking me the hell up. Oh my god, they're too funny. So the next person to go up is Nick and his question was, which boy is actually pining for another girl? And he chose Ace. Now when he picked from the beaver, he got Alandria's name, y'all. And he was giving her all the smoochies. I was surprised to see Nick tonguing down Alandria too. Y'all, Nick came outside with Alandria on his shoulders. Nick is always keeping us entertained. So the next boy was Jeremiah and his question was, which boy has no splinter of hope in his couple? And of course that question went to Ace again. Now he gets to pick a name from the beaver and again he gets Alandria. And girl, oh my god, girl, you're going to need some lip therapy when you're done. Because how now we know Huda is a little bit salty because she was kind of hoping that Jeremiah would have gotten her name, but he got Alandria. And when I tell y'all he put it down on Alandria, the door opened and Huda was poking her head in. She was peeking and seeing that they were kissing for real. And she's like, oh, so that's what we're doing now? That's what we're doing now? He came and he closed that door and he's like, mind your damn business, Huda. Mind your business and focus on the other people out there. And he was giving it. I probably shouldn't say he was giving it, but he was tonguing down Alandria. Now, Ace was the next guy, and baby, Amaya was putting the thumbs down for him. Now, his question was, which boy needs to be cut down to size? And he blasted Pepe And yet again, when he chose the name from the beaver, it was Alandria again. What is going on? Up next is Jalen, and his question was which boy needs to branch out from his couple. And he's thinking what we're all thinking, and he chose Jeremiah. Good call. Now, when he gets to pick out the name, he gets Amaya, and she's so happy that she's getting a kiss because clearly she's not getting any kind of attention from any of the other guys. Now, the next boy up is Pepe, and his question was which boy has no chemistry with his partner. And he picks Austin, and yes, finally, somebody else is seeing it. And then when he picks his name from the beaver, he gets Iris. Now, the last guy to go is Charlie, and his question is which guy is your stiffest competition? And of course, he chooses Pepe. And then when he picked the beaver, he got Sierra. So the game is now over, and all of the islanders head back to the villa. And of course, they're going to be separating boys and girls. So all of the guys are together, and they're talking about how sexy the girls looked in their outfits. Nick is saying how he was surprised at Jeremiah for kissing Alandria because Alandria was a hot commodity for the challenge. And so Jeremiah is saying, well, he shied away from the challenges in the beginning, but now, baby, he's not going to be shying away anymore. He's going to be actively performing in these challenges. So now the girls are talking, and Alandria is saying she's not going to be kissing for a good while, okay? And they're checking in with Huda because they know she's always getting jealous and worked up every time Jeremiah kisses somebody. And so they're asking her how she feels about Jeremiah kissing Alandria. She says, well, she doesn't care. You know, it's just a game. It's just a challenge. But she said she didn't expect to see them actually kissing. So we know Huda obviously is not okay with it. Now the guys are telling Jeremiah about Huda and her behavior. Actually, it's Nick now. Remember, Nick was like, Mamacita. But Nick does not like Huda, okay? He just tolerates Huda because he and Jeremiah are close. And so he's telling Nick, oh, did you see the way Huda was behaving when you went into the cabin with Alandria? Nick tells him like, bro, it's a little bit over the top. And so Jeremiah's like, well, I cannot control how she responds. And he's like, but in the real world, if she's going to be that overprotective, do you think that it's going to be an issue for your relationship? And he's like, well, by then we would have built a trust, and she's not going to stop me from going out with the guys if I need to. Jalen checks in with Alandria. They're talking about the challenge. This is his first challenge, and he's saying, girl, I really wanted to pick you, but because you've been kissing all of the other guys, I figured I'd not put you through that. And so this is why I chose Shelly. So he's asking what's up with you and Taylor, and she says, she and Taylor are doing okay. Nothing has really changed. And Jalen is like, well, may the best man win, period. He then tells her, well, since he didn't get a kiss for the challenge, can he have his kiss? And he gave her a little peck. He's being very respectful. Now, Pepe is checking in with Hannah. They're up in soul ties, and he's asking her where her head is at. And she said that, you know, she's still exploring, and she's been with Charlie from the time she came into the villa. She hasn't really explored her connection. And then we get to see a side conversation between Charlie and Amaya, and he's telling her, listen, I've told myself that I'm going to explore my connections, and so when you came in from day one, I felt like we had a really good chat and we kind of had a connection. Now Amaya just pretty much turns him down and says, okay, you're good looking and everything, but this is a sticky situation. I consider Hannah to be one of my sisters. We're very close from the time I came into the villa, and maybe if you were not that serious. And he's like, well, I don't think we were that serious. So Amaya's telling him, well, I know things are a little bit shaky between y'all. And he's like, well, it's not really shaky because I'm pretty sure that she's upstairs making out with the guy. Now, as to how is Charlie always so accurate? Because literally, as he was saying that, Hannah was upstairs kissing Pepe again. Maya's telling him, look, Hannah and I are extremely close, and if I do that to her, it's going to be the biggest betrayal. Now, Charlie knows that he's probably on his way out, or he's nervous that Pepe is going to pick Hannah because they don't know what's going to happen. And so he's doing whatever he has to do to stay in the villa yet again. Now Charlie is still putting it on her. He's like, even if she's your friend, I've always had a soft spot for you. Now tell me why Amaya is crying. Make it, girl, why are you crying? So it's later on in the evening. Everybody gets all dressed up and looking good. Taylor pulls Alandria for a chat and he's like, where did you and Jalen go? Because I thought he pulled you for a chat. And she's like, yeah, I was about to tell you that he asked me for a kiss. And Taylor said, you go, girl. And that gave everything it needed to give, because that was him saying he is not interested in Alandria, okay? But Taylor feels like he enjoys the connection that they have and where they are with their relationship. He feels like if he continues to do what he's doing, then it's going to go upward from that point. I don't think so, because we're about to see what America decides, okay? Then we see Amaya and Hannah having a chat, and she has already told Hannah that Charlie pulled her for a chat and said that he's interested in exploring his connection with her. Hannah's like, girl, even if we were close, it's not going to affect anything if you do decide to explore your connection with Charlie. Hannah is now saying that she really likes Charlie and she feels like what she has with Pepe is very surface level and it seems very familiar to her past relationships, and she just feels a whole lot more comfortable with Charlie. She feels like she kind of messed up, and so Amaya is telling her, no girl, you were just exploring your connection, so please go talk to Charlie and figure this thing out. Then we get to see a conversation between Iris and Ace, and I'm not excited about it because Ace is starting to piss me off real bad. He's saying that he enjoyed the kiss that they shared in the challenge. He's asking her if he is her type. And she said she's really into nerds and she feels like he's some kind of secret nerd. He's like, do you believe in love at first sight? Ace, shut the hell up. Yo, let's move on. Charlie and Amaya now have a chat. They're trying to clear the air. Hannah is saying that she has this weird romantic feeling with Pepe. And then she's telling him about the chat she had with Amaya and about Charlie trying to pursue Amaya. He's telling her that he messed up because he was spiraling, right? He felt like he was losing her. And she's telling him, well, you feel like a best friend and someone that I have a really good romantic connection to, but she also has a romantic connection with Pepe. And they kiss and make up, but honestly, I just feel like Hannah does have more of a spark with Pepe than she has with Charlie. Yet again, we're experiencing another argument between Huda and Jeremiah. She's asking him about the challenge and she's like, how did you feel? And he's like, well, I feel really good and I'm really starting to be more myself and to be playing in these challenges. And she's like, yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but obviously it doesn't feel good seeing you kissing other girls. I didn't think you would really kiss. And he's like, but why not? It's a challenge. And we see Ariana walking in and we know what time it is. And y'all, she done summoned everybody to the fire pit. Everybody's nervous. So Ariana tells them that tonight there's going to be a recoupling and it's going to be different from any other recoupling that they've ever done before. She then tells them that America has been voting on who the new bombshells Pepe, Iris and Jalen should couple up with. So Ariana asks Jalen, Pepe and Iris to stand at the front with her, and the first person to go is Jalen, and she reveals to him that the person America wants him to couple up with is Alandria. Yes! America then chooses America chooses Hannah to couple up with Pepe. Now, are we surprised? Absolutely not, because everybody can see the chemistry between these two. And finally, it's time for Iris to know which guy America chose for her to couple up with. And baby, everybody was nervous. So was I. When Ariana said Jeremiah, I was busting a laugh because yes, we did it. And it was at that moment that Huda realized that America doesn't like her. She was flabbergasted. She was speechless. She had no words. For the first time in Huda's time on TV, she had nothing to say. Now, Ariana then tells them that one of them will be going home, as in Taylor, Charlie, and Huda. And so the islanders who were not recoupled, they now have to make the decision as to who gets to go home. And baby, everybody was in tears. Now tell me why, y'all, why? Why was Amaya doing the absolute no, no, no? She like, girl, can you please cry in silence? Because your voice is already annoying as hell to me, and you're just yelling, yo, no, no, I don't want to do that. Like, girl, keep quiet. So the islanders who were not coupled up now have to stand and say who they're voting for. Sierra voted for Charlie. Now, when it was Nick's turn, he's like, we came here to explore our connections, but I just feel like it's been tunnel vision, it's been a safety thing, and so the person I want to dump is Huda. And she's like, wait, what? You're about to get hell from Huda for picking her. For picking her. Now, y'all, you could tell that these islanders are tired of Huda too. Now, when it was Austin's turn, he chose to dump Taylor. That was a little bit surprising to me though. Shelly stood up and she chose to dump Charlie. Now, y'all, when it was Ace's turn, he dropped everything. He's like, listen, the two other people, they've been exploring their connections, but one person was locked in from day one, and I just feel like it's BS, right? I just feel like people have their little agendas, and so I'm picking Huda to go home. The final and deciding islander is Amaya, and she said that she's picking her vote strictly based off what happened, and immediately I knew she was about to pick Charlie, but I was just like, girl, Hannah is your bestie. You said she's your sister, and she literally told you that she likes Charlie so much that she realized that she made a mistake with Pepe, and you still go and vote for Charlie. Now Hannah starts crying. She starts breaking down. I'm like, Hannah, you were just kissing Pepe. Like, come on. Like, I know you said you do realize that you have more of a romantic connection with Charlie, but you did also say that you have a connection, a romantic one at that, with Pepe. And every time you're around Pepe, you kind of keep your hands off him. So do I feel like you're doing a lot? Yes, you are, because you do really want Charlie to see that you're going to miss him, but I think you're going to be okay, girl. So y'all, Charlie is going home, and baby, the next episode is going to be flaming hot because Ace and Jeremiah are going head to head, toe to toe, however you want to say it. Y'all, a lot is about to happen, and like Alandria said in the next episode, America is seeing some things that they're not seeing, and so that's going to put a lot of things into perspective for them. And this is where the episode ends, y'all. I'm excited about the next episode, but tell me all of your thoughts on this one. Love Island Season 7 Episode 12. Please go ahead and like this video. Don't forget to share all of your thoughts with me. Share this video with a friend so you can kiki about it, and come back and drop all the kiki in the comment section. And guys, I'm gonna see you all in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys. Bye.